Have you ever experienced injustice? Have you ever experienced someone weaving a false narrative about you or stabbing you in the back? Have you ever been betrayed? Well, that's what David is experiencing in Psalms 3, 4, and 5. And I had a thought that I wanted to dive back into Psalm 5 just one more time. I was just meditating on just the whole view of this psalm, and God just drove something deeply into my core, and I haven't been able to get away from it. And I thought, before we move on, I want to do one more day in Psalm 5, and that is simply this, that David in this psalm, really all three of these psalms, he is choosing not to keep score. Now, I don't know about you, but life just kind of beats us up, and if we're not careful, we can be prone to keeping score. We can be prone to trying to rationalize, who mishandled us, who dealt unfairly, unreasonably, dishonestly with us, who took us for granted, who cheated us. And we keep that score. We keep it inside. Even though we say, man, we're forgiving and we're not being bitter, we just kind of hold on to that score. And I think David realized how toxic that would be to his soul, to his future, to his family, to others that he was connected with. And I want you to look at the directional scorekeeping of this psalm one more time with me. And just with this idea that David found great comfort in the fact that God was keeping the score, that God was the ultimate arbiter, that he understood truth, that God knew the truth. This is so encouraging, so energizing, so motivating to me, because sometimes in my own life, the motivation is killed when I feel like I'm swimming upstream against maybe somebody's misunderstanding or somebody's dishonesty about me, or when there's some backstory unfolding or some subtext unfolding that you can't control. It really tends to just crush you. You kind of want to pull away, withdraw, and just why try? Why try in life? There have been so many times I've decided I'm not ever going to post again on social media. I'm not ever going to write another book. I'm not ever going to record another devotion. I'm not ever going to teach another Bible. It's like why risk it? Why put yourself out and risk? Why not just pull back, live a private life, live a quiet life? Just kind of abstain from any risk. Just why make yourself vulnerable? But David is, as a leader, he's vulnerable, and if he enters back into leadership, he's going to be vulnerable. And there's this durability that comes into him because he reckons with the fact that God is keeping score, God is the final source of justice, but that God knows the truth. So let's read it one more time with that in view. Give ear to my words, O Lord, consider my meditation, hearken unto my voice, the voice of my cry, my King, my God, unto thee will I pray. My voice shalt thou hear in the morning, O Lord. In the morning will I direct my prayer unto thee, and will look up. For thou art not a God that hath pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee. This is not escaping your notice. God, you're fully aware of what is right and what is wrong. The foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all the workers of iniquity. Thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing. The Lord will abhor the bloody and deceitful man. Do you catch it? God's got the score. God knows who's deceitful. God knows who's destructive. God knows who are the foolish, who are the rebellious, who are doing evil, who are sowing seeds of dishonesty. God knows. God knows, okay? But as for me, do you see the differentiation now? All right. But as for me, I will come into thy house in the multitude of thy mercy. God, I can't keep score. I'm just glad that I'm the object of your mercy. I'm going to reckon I'm going to release the scorekeeping to you, and I'm going to bask in your mercy. In thy fear, I will worship toward thy holy temple. Lead me, the focus on himself. Lead me, Lord, in thy righteousness. Because of mine enemies, I can't control them. I can't keep that score. God, just lead me. Just direct my steps. Make thy way straight before my face. There's no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wickedness. Their throat's an open sepulchre. They flatter with their tongue. Destroy thou them, O God. Let them fall by their own counsels. Cast them out in the multitude of their transgressions. Multitude of their transgressions. God's got the score. God knows. God will bring a reckoning. Let them ever... but all those that put their trust in thee, let them ever shout for joy, because thou defendest them. God knows. God's got the score, okay? God's going to settle the score. God knows the truth about you. God knows the truth about your situations. God knows the truth about all injustice. Let them also that love thy name be joyful in thee. What can make you joyful today is not trying to keep the score. Reckoning and releasing to God that he's keeping the score. For thou, Lord, wilt bless the righteous. With favor wilt thou compass him as with a shield. So my friend, it's Wednesday. Tonight we go live with The Hopeful Life at 7 o'clock. We continue studying 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. But I hope that right now you'll just let this seize up in your life and heart and soul, that you'll let it sink deep. You don't have to be the scorekeeper. God is the scorekeeper. And God knows. That's what keeps cycling through my mind. God knows. God knows the truth. God knows my motives. God knows the backstory. God knows the story that I can't correct in everybody else's mind. God knows. So let God be the scorekeeper, and you worship him and thank him and trust in him today. Happy Wednesday. See you tomorrow.